Okay, let's unpack this a bit. You spend all this time, all these resources building up your own security, right? Making sure your house is in order. But what if the real weak spot isn't even inside your walls? What if it's a partner, maybe even a small subcontractor? Today, we're diving deep into federal contracting, specifically for you folks in the defense industrial base, the DIB, dealing with CMMC or DFAR 7012. Our mission here is to really shine a light on that hidden risk from subcontractors, and crucially, how you can manage it.
Yeah, it's a surprisingly common blind spot. You see primes um, really focusing hard on their own systems, their internal posture. But the sources we looked at, they point to this hidden risk, this sort of disproportionate impact a single, maybe small subcontractor can have if they're not secure. They might fly under the radar, but if they handle sensitive data, FCI, CUI, that kind of thing, the exposure point is real. It definitely extends beyond your own network.
That's a really key point. Our research backs that up completely. Even if you, as the prime, are doing everything right, 100% compliant internally, a single subcontractor failing on their end, it can expose you. It's like locking the front door but leaving the back window wide open.
Exactly. And the fallout isn't minor. We're talking potentially losing contracts, facing serious financial penalties, not to mention the reputational hit, which could, make it harder to get future work. And what's really interesting or maybe worrying is often it's the prime, not the sub, who takes the main hit when things go wrong, which really begs the question, right? Can you just cross your fingers and hope your partners are doing what they need to do?
So just being compliant yourself isn't the whole picture then. Our sources were pretty clear on this. Under DFARS, under CMMC, these requirements, they have to flow down to subcontractors. It's not, optional.
Absolutely non-negotiable. And the responsibility. It falls squarely on the prime contractor. You have to make sure your vendors don't just know about the rules, but that they're actually doing them, implementing the controls. A quick chat and a handshake, that just doesn't cut it anymore. You need formal agreements. You need oversight, real accountability.
Okay, so I think I'm getting this. For DIB contractors, it's managing this whole network, this ecosystem, not just your own setup. Which leads us, I guess, to vendor risk management, VRM. How does that actually help tackle this specific challenge?
Precisely. VRM, vendor risk management, it's basically the structured way you assess, you monitor, and you manage that third-party risk. Think of it like your proactive defense system against those subcontractor weak spots. It helps turn those potential ticking time bombs into manageable risks.
And it's not just more paperwork, right? There are real, tangible upsides.
Oh, absolutely. If we look at the bigger picture, a solid VRM program is frankly a game changer. It helps you spot those weak links before they cause a major issue. It can seriously cut down on audit time, too. When the C3PAOs or government auditors show up, having clear, documented VRM processes makes things smoother. It also helps mitigate your liability if there is a breach, shows you did your due diligence. And honestly, it builds trust with your own prime contractors, with your partners, with your customers. It's really about building a more resilient operation, more than just ticking boxes.
That sounds pretty essential. Okay, so for everyone listening, what are the practical steps, the sort of how-to for putting effective VRM in place?
Right, the practical side. People sometimes dread lists, but our sources highlighted 5 pretty straightforward best practices. First, vendor inventory. Just know who you're working with. Keep an up-to-date list of every subcontractor who touches FCI or CUI. Simple but crucial. Second, questionnaires and assessments. You need to ask them about their compliance. Require self-attestations? Sure, but also push for actual evidence. Are they meeting NIST 800-171 CMMC?
Right, proof.
Exactly. Third, flow-down clauses. Make it explicit. Put the CMMC and DFARS obligations right there, clearly in your subcontracts. No ambiguity. Fourth, and this one's really key, continuous monitoring. Don't just check once when you onboard them. You need to regularly review their compliance status, especially, before you renew a contract or give them a new piece of work.
Like an ongoing thing.
Ongoing, yes. And finally, number 5, consider a GRC platform, governance, risk, and compliance software. It can really help automate collecting evidence, tracking those assessments, keeping everything organized, makes audits much less painful. It just streamlines the whole process.
That's a great breakdown. Practical steps. So the takeaway seems really clear here. Your subcontractors, they aren't just vendors doing a job. They're a fundamental part of your compliance posture. Ignoring that risk, well, it could basically undo all the hard work you've put into your own CMMC compliance.
It really could undermine everything. So maybe the final thought for listeners is this. Step back from just the technical stuff for a moment. Ask yourself, how well do you truly understand the security practices of every single partner in your supply chain, every entity? And what does that deeper understanding mean for how you choose them, how you onboard them, and how you keep checking in on them over time? It's a big question, but probably vital for succeeding in this space going forward.